right, guys, welcome back to Royally Quacked, episode number 16. Sorry for the week off, guys. Life got in the way, but trust me, I stayed quacky and my dad stayed roiled. So for the bye week. So, all right, guys, we're gonna start off with the Kings news this week, or do you want to do trivia first?
Trivia first.
All right, trivia. All right.
It's your day to stump me.
Can you give me the top 5 most hat tricks in Kings history?
5 most hat tricks
Mhm.
in Kings history. I think Luc Robitaille would be there.
Let's see. Luc Robitaille. Number 2 with 14 hat tricks.
Okay. Marcel Dion.
Number 1 with 24.
Charlie Simmer.
Nope.
Wouldn't be Wayne Gretzky, I don't think, because I don't think he played long
No.
enough.
He's not on here.
Dave Taylor.
Dave Taylor, number 5 with 8. So you need number 3 and number 4.
Then here. Bernie Nichols.
Bernie Nichols.
Okay. Bernie Nichols? Where was
Bernie Nichols. So Bernie Nichols with 14 and Butch Goring with 10.
I would have thought of Butch Goring, but maybe not right away.
Yeah. So, all right, let's go with Kings news.
Okay, Kings fans. Some of this might be old hat to you, but we're going to give it to you anyways, just in case you didn't get it through whatever way you get information about the royally wonderful Los Angeles Kings. Kings signed Andre Lee to a 2-way contract with a $775,000 AAV. Kings signed Akil Thomas to a 2-year contract for the same amount, but it's not 2-way. My next question, something I saw, thought it was interesting because I hadn't heard it anywhere else. Should the Kings be interested in Philip Gustafsson from the Minnesota Wild?
That'd be a good pickup.
Yeah, I've heard a whole bunch of them. Not only that, I've heard Samsonov from Toronto.
I wouldn't go after that. He's too inconsistent.
Yeah, well, with the Kings defense, he might not. He might be a lot better.
Maybe.
And then also Bossois from Winnipeg has been talked about. I kind of hope that one happens because he's still young enough.
Brossois would be a great pickup.
Yeah, Brossois is, yeah. I right now that would be my favorite, unless they pick up somebody more seasoned than he is. And the last bit of Kings news is Jacob Doty signs a 1-year AHL contract with the Ontario Reign. So I don't have as much news. Cody doesn't have that much news either, does he?
Nope. All right. So the Ducks signed goalie prospect Damian Clara to a 3-year entry-level contract. Not to mention, he is also the first Italian-born player to ever be drafted into the NHL. So, I believe he is 19 years old. He's from Italy.
Of course.
He's 6'6", 214 pounds, catches left, and he was drafted.
So he's a goalie?
He's a goalie, yes. And he was picked in the second round in the 2023 draft, 60th overall. So I'm excited about him. I think he'll probably be our second or third top goalie prospect, I believe. I think right now it's like Sukanek, and then it's like probably either what's his name, Alexander or Kelly Kling, and then probably Klar right after, or even that other one, that Russian guy, Boyets, I believe.
Boyets.
So yeah, and let's see, this year Damian Clara had in 34 games at a 2.23 goals against average, a 913 save percentage, 4 shutouts, and he was 25-8-0 this year. For, I believe he was playing he was on loan for a team looks like in Sweden. So, and then the last bit of news that I have for the Ducks, but trust me, we got more news for the Ducks and Kings later. That's our main topic this episode, but we'll go over that later. It is reported that the Ducks are listening. That's the main word here in this little note, listening on possible trades for Zegras and Gibson. Listening, guys. They're not shopping, they're listening. That's the key word here.
Otherwise, blow us away or you don't get them.
Yeah, pretty much. So, all right. League news. All right. I know this isn't really our league, but I still feel like it's really important to talk about. But congratulations to PWHL Minnesota on winning their first ever Walter Cup trophy. And this was the Professional Women's League this year. So Minnesota came, I believe, in their first round, since there's only 6 teams. They did the what's it called? The backwards sweep. I think they were down 2-0 and won 3 in a row to win the semifinal to go to the final. I believe that was over Toronto or Montreal. I can't remember. And they beat Boston 3-2. So congratulations to Minnesota on winning the first ever PWHL trophy.
And it is actually the first ever Walter Cup. So it wasn't just Minnesota winning their first, it was the first one to be won.
This was the inaugural season for the PWHL completely.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and then also, I can't remember the girl's name. I have to look it up. It was a Lady Duck that got drafted 5th overall in this year's PWHL draft. A Lady Duck was drafted 5th overall. So I'll try to, while we're talking later, I'll try to look it up and remind you. All right. You want to do the next one, or you want me to do it?
No, you do it. It's your guy. It's your old guy.
So Scory Perry becomes the first player ever to win or to play in the Stanley Cup final with 5 different teams. He's played with Anaheim, Dallas, Montreal, Tampa Bay, and Edmonton. And he's gonna be breaking a record either way this year. Because if they win, then he becomes, I think, the longest time in between winning his first and second trophy, or first and last trophy. And if he loses, then he becomes the first player ever to lose with 4 different teams.
Yay.
So what does that tell you? So if I'm Pat Verbeek, you know what I'm doing? I'm signing Corey Perry to a 1-year deal, because that guarantees you a trip to the finals.
Wow.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, just so you know, it ain't happening tonight. We're recording. It's 7:38 p.m. It's going to Game 5. I can tell you right now.
Yeah, it's 6-1 right now, Edmonton.
Yeah, so that's okay.
All right, I'll let you do the next one.
Okay, big one for me, Mr. 7th round pick, Joe Pavelski. Is he retiring? he kind
Is
of
he, or did he already announce it?
I think he insinuated he was going to retire, but he really didn't say it for sure. But from what the insinuation was, from the response from his teammates is it sounds like he told him he's not coming back. He's 40 years old.
Yeah.
He's still productive, but he lost a step. Yeah. I think. I mean, granted, how many 40-year-olds can get out there and keep playing? I mean, obviously we know Jaromir Jagr's 50 and still playing, but he's not playing in the NHL. Because this is the toughest league in the world to play in. So, and even though he played with the dreaded San Jose Sharks and played against both of our teams, we still have a lot of respect for what he has done in his career. I mean, what a great draft pick.
Yeah, that was definitely probably one of the best 7th round picks of all time. And I think they were saying he's the best player to never win the cup. I believe.
I don't think Marcel Dion ever won a cup.
I thought he did, didn't he?
Did he win it in Detroit?
I mean, Detroit was winning a lot, so I wouldn't see.
Well, that's way before all the big. I don't know.
We have to look it up, but that's a good one.
Now we have to look that up.
Yeah, I'll let you do that. Well, I'll let you do that while I'm talking about the next one. But congratulations to Joe Pavelski. Even though you were definitely a Duck and King killer during your time, but I respected the game. I'm glad you continued playing very well for Dallas. So if you retire, I wish you the best. And trust me, I picked Dallas to win, so I was hoping you're going to win a cup. That's what I picked. So, all right, but next bit of news. So there's reports that New Jersey, Ottawa, and Buffalo are looking to trade away their early first-round picks for the right price. So Ottawa has the 7th overall pick, New Jersey has the 10th, and Buffalo has the 11th. I'm guessing New Jersey's probably going to use theirs for a goalie, and Ottawa might be doing the same thing.
Yeah, I have an answer to the Marcel Dion never won a Stanley Cup.
Then I would say Marcel Dion was better.
Well, there's a few. Let me just...
Or how about this? Joe Pavelski was the best American-born player to never win the cup.
Possibly. Phil Housley, Pavel Bure.
Bure never won?
Bure he never won the cup.
Is he American?
No.
Oh, okay, then
Phil Housley, I think, might be.
All right.
I don't know for sure that.
All right.
Well, I know, okay. But I just want to
all right, Pavelski is one of the best American-born players to never win the cup.
There we go.
Okay.
Obviously, McDavid's up there right now, unless he comes back and wins three more games.
They have to win 4 more games.
Well, they're going to win.
They haven't officially won.
Yeah. Well.
So.
There we go.
All right, but the Devils, I can see them trading their 10th overall pick for the right goalie or right player. Same with Ottawa. Buffalo, I don't know. Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it. So,
Phoenix Copley to him for the 10th pick.
Yeah, he's not worth the 10th overall pick. I'll give you a 5th rounder for Copley, if that.
I don't know. They haven't signed him yet.
Yeah. But here's the good news for every team in the NHL. The league salary cap is finally going up. Next year's cap will be $88 million. The cap was recently $83.5 million last year. So it's going up $4.5 million this year.
It was 83.5. Right?
Did I not say 8.5?
You said 88.3.
Oh, sorry. It was last year's cap was 83.5. Sorry.
There we go.
The 3 looked like an 8. Maybe I need glasses.
I think you do.
Yeah.
You're a Duck fan. You're probably blind.
I blame your bad genes.
Hey, man, I didn't need glasses till I was, 57 years old, so it wasn't my fault.
I could tell you needed it when we were working sometimes.
Ooh.
Yeah. Ooh.
So did you.
Oh, actually, I'll get back to.
Oh.
This will come back later. I'll
Okay.
tell you why. All right. Utah is now down to 6 team names now. They got the Yeti, the Blizzard, the Outlaws, the Venom, Mammoth, and Utah HC. So this year, they will be officially Utah HC for this season only. Because if it's Utah HC if that's what they pick as their name, we riot. Okay? We riot. We go to Utah and we riot. Because I don't. It's not this is not soccer. It's not soccer.
It's not football.
It's not football.
Yes.
So, which team would you pick? What name do you like?
Me?
Yeah.
Blizzard.
Blizzard. I don't like Blizzard.
Hey, man.
It's too close to Avalanche.
No, it's not.
It's too close.
No, it's not. A blizzard is something totally different. An avalanche is snow falling. A blizzard is it's happening and everything's freezing.
Well, technically, Avalanche is snow falling.
You can
silence
wait
said
a
it
second.
all. The silence said it all.
You can have an avalanche without snow.
But
you can
it was the way you described it, though. A blizzard is snow falling. I'm like, technically, so is an avalanche.
No, I said it was like a cold wind.
I know, but
it's like a storm.
Okay, but still, it's too close. My opinion.
Venom. Then
I like Venom, Outlaws, and Yeti. Of course.
Yeah, they could be sponsored by the Yeti Cup, right?
I think that's perfect too. I was thinking about that too, and they said that on the Jeff Merrick show too.
Probably true.
It's 7-1 now in the Edmonton game.
Yeah, I told you they're going to Game 5.
So we're going to Game 5. I think that what Florida's doing is they're going to do the gentleman's sweep, is what they call it.
Let them win one.
Let them win one, and then you win it at home.
They go back to Florida too.
Yeah.
So that's going to be tough.
Yeah.
That's a tough thing to overcome a 3-0 deficit. It doesn't happen often.
So,
of course, in 2014, the Stanley Cup champion
it's time to mute.
Overcame a 3-0.
It's time to mute you now.
Overcame a 3-0 against the San Jose Sharks.
Thanks, Pavelski. So I like Yeti for the name. The only issue is it's a lot of, I know, like, it's going back to the Avalanche. It's because one of the shoulder patches is like a Yeti foot. So I know a lot of people are gonna have an issue with that. I like Outlaws, but if they're gonna keep the colors that they have, I don't like Outlaws. Venom, or I like Mammoth too, to be honest. Because if you think about it, Mammoth wouldn't be a bad one because you could sell. Because apparently Utah, I think, has one of the biggest kid population. I want to say. And so think about all the kids wanting to buy a Mammoth stuffed animal from the team store. Okay. So if I had to choose between, my top 3 is Yeti, Venom, and Mammoth. But I'd say it's between Yeti and Mammoth for me, really.
Okay.
So
we'll see.
Then Utah also revealed their jerseys. So if you guys want to look up online, they're just pretty much just generic. It's like what the PWHL Women's League did, is just had their city or team or where they were from. It was like if Minnesota, it just had like Minnesota just down the front, and then just had the colors. So I believe I have their colors saved on my phone. I like the colors, though.
Should have thought of that before you started talking about it.
I know. I should have.
God, who got this guy on a podcast anyway?
So the colors are a rock black, salt white, and a mountain blue. So yes, for this year they will be the Utah Hockey Club. So
Yeah, but I don't think that's going to be their final colors.
No,
It's not bad looking.
It's not bad. You guys can look it up, or I'll try to post it on the Instagram.
Because I think the owner said something he'd really like to incorporate it in with some of the Jazz colors.
Yeah, and like I said, I think with Mammoth, I think it would be cool to have like that purple with that blue. I think that would like just how they do for the Utah Jazz, bringing back those colors. Oh, I love those Jazz jerseys. I love those throwbacks, and they're bringing it back too. So, it's 8-1 now, Edmonton.
Wow.
So Stolars is playing right now too.
Oh.
They took Bobrovsky out. He needs a break.
Yeah, he's been great. Maybe he'll lose the Conn Smythe on that one. Losing an 8-1 game.
I didn't even think about that.
It'd probably be Barkov or
Kachuk
or one of them.
Yeah.
Barkov's played great.
So here's the sad news. I would say.
Yeah.
Cap Friendly got bought out by the Washington Capitals.
The owner of
the Washington Capitals bought Cap Friendly. And the site will be officially closed, I believe they said July 5th. So at least they're keeping it open for the draft and for the first few days of free agency.
So here's the funny thing.
Why
would you buy something
to
close it down? Do you know why, Cody?
Yes, I do.
Oh.
I actually do, because the perks of listening to a bunch of hockey podcasts. So what they did was, instead of spending the money to build their own salary cap analytics team, they just pretty much, instead of spending that same amount of money, but sometimes they say it takes about 2 to 3 years to get it up and going. Instead, they just bought Cap Friendly, because this is not the first time this has happened. There's been a couple websites. There was one, I believe it was called General Fanager, and the Vegas Golden Knights bought them out. If you think about it, that makes sense. How Vegas has been able to get away with murder, pretty much, is because they've had that kind of analytics. Someone think about it, they bought Cap Friendly because Cap Friendly has all the salary cap rules. They have all these tools to help with the salary cap.
So basically, instead of creating it all themselves, they bought it. So, and then they're going to use that for their own team.
So pretty much the people that run Cap Friendly now officially work for the Washington Capitals.
Wow.
So after July 5th, I believe that's when they said it, you guys can go on, there's a website, and they're working, they've been a website, and I've heard about them before. It's called Puckpedia. And so they're working on building it to compete with how Cap Friendly is. So just be on the lookout for that. They're working on it. So shout out to Puckpedia. So, all right. You want to do the next one?
Sure. Eric Tulsky will be the new general manager of the Carolina Hurricanes.
Mm-hmm. I think that's a smart move for the Hurricanes. Someone different. He's more, I think, of the business type and the creative type. And I've heard really good things about him. So.
Yeah. Well, you know what? They've been close, but no cigar. And so, just like Rob Blake said, we've got to get everybody to want it more.
Yeah.
He basically said Jim Hiller and him are on the same page. There's got to be an urgency to want it more, because they thought they had enough talent. And I know we're going a little off on this, but this has some of the same idea to it. They're trying to bring in an idea to get them over to the next part where they're in the Stanley Cup and possibly winning it. And they feel this is a great move for them. And I agree with Cody. I think it is a great move for them.
Yeah. Exactly. I think it's just a smart move. All right. So Patrik Laine wants out of Columbus and has requested a trade. Where will he go? This is the second time he's going to be traded.
Sounds like a trade from last year.
Yeah, but this one won't hurt the team as much because it's only I think he has 2 years left on his contract.
Well, no, they signed the guy for 8 years.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then Jim Neal has won General Manager of the Year again, back-to-back years.
Wow.
Now, I'm not denying what Jim Neal has done, but I don't think he would have been my pick to win this year.
Okay. You want to tell everybody why?
Because the team he already had, I would say the biggest move he made was just getting Matt Duchene this year. And then calling up Wyatt Johnston was already up with the team. But calling up Logan Stankoven was pretty much the other thing. And then getting Chris Tanev. But I think what oh god, what's his name? Alvin, the general manager from Vancouver. I think what he did, or even Bill Zito with Florida. I think that would have been my 2 picks.
Okay.
Definitely not Rob Blake though.
Okie dokie.
So, what do you think?
There's a lot of guys that did a good job last year.
Yeah.
So obviously I wouldn't put Rob Blake even in the top 15 right now. That could change.
Yeah.
I mean, one thing about the Kings ownership, they give you time to prove yourself. And I say, if I was in Rob Blake's position, I would appreciate that and work my butt off for them.
Yeah.
So I think that's what they're looking for, is to give people a chance and then make sure that they're doing their best because they want to keep their job. So
True.
But I got to tell you, Dallas keeps going, and I can't say he didn't deserve to win. I think he did deserve to win, but so did those other gentlemen. So now on to our next piece of news. Is that okay with you, Cody?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm ready to move on.
Ryan Warsofsky, and it's not Marco Sturm, Kings fans. Guess what? Ontario Reign are going to keep Marco Sturm as their coach, I do believe. But Ryan Warsofsky is the next San Jose Sharks head coach. And he's a young guy.
Yeah, so he was already the assistant manager. Not manager, sorry. Assistant coach there. So I think one, he was also probably one of the best candidates, but I think it was also like, if we don't hire him, we'll probably lose him kind of thing. So I think it's a great move for them. It's a step in a different direction. And like I said, they've said great things about him as well. So we'll definitely see. He'll have a couple of great players, new players coming up this year. So,
oh yeah,
Will Smith and Macklin Celebrini. So should be fun.
Celebrini. It's almost like celebrate, right?
Yeah. No. So, like the last few years, it was because Shane Wright was supposed to be the number 1 pick the year before Bedard. I think it was like Payne for Shane, blowing for Owen Power, and then last year was tank hard for Bedard. This year I think it was like celebrate for Celebrini, I believe. I don't know how that one makes sense as much, but all right. So this one I'll talk about because there's a reason why. Alexander Steen signs a 5-year deal with the St. Louis Blues and will become the next general manager after 2 years. So right now, Doug Armstrong is the general manager. He has 2 years left on his contract, but he signed an extension, I believe a 3-year deal. So pretty much what they're doing is Alexander Steen will be the assistant general manager under Doug Armstrong, learn from him, and then Doug Armstrong will probably move up to president of hockey operations. And then Alexander Steen will take his place as the general manager. So it's pretty much they're grooming him to be the next general manager. And I believe they're kind of doing something similar in Columbus. I think that's why Don Waddell went there. So I think Don Waddell is right now, he's the general manager and president of hockey operations. But I think that Columbus wants Rick Nash to do something part of the organization. So I think what they're doing is they're going to have Don Waddell train Rick Nash to be the general manager in a way. That's what I believe what they're trying to do. That's what Jeff Merrick was saying on the Jeff Merrick show. So.
Wow. Oh, and Kaapo Kakko re-signs a 1-year, $2.4 million deal with the New York Rangers.
I think this is a smart move by the Rangers. You want to know why?
Why?
So now, because teams were probably asking, hey, what does, because there's been talks about the Rangers trading Kaapo. So now teams aren't wondering, okay, if we trade for him, what's his salary going to be like? What does he want? At least now they kind of know what his salary cap will be for the next year and then work from there. So I think it was a smart move on the Rangers to get it done early, so that way, especially before the draft and everything, because there could be a possible trade in the works for the draft with this move. So that's what I'm guessing. So, all right. And let's do a quick playoff recap. So I believe the last time we talked, we didn't have the finals completely set. But now we do, obviously. So if you guys didn't know, Edmonton ended up finishing Dallas 4-2. So now, actually, let me refresh to see if it actually updates. There it is. So now we have Florida and Edmonton in the final. So we're either going to get the first cup for Florida in their 30 years in existence, or we're going to get the first Canadian Cup in about 31 years. So right now the series is 3-1. Florida won the first game 3-0. And then game 2, Florida won 4-1. And in game 3, Florida also won 4-3. And in game 4, Edmonton finally decides to start scoring goals and scored 8-1. So now it's 3-1 Florida. And it's going back to the Sunshine State, Florida.
Wow.
So.
Yeah, but that's a spanking.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Edmonton, weren't they the number 1 offensive team in hockey?
I don't know if they were the number 1.
I know they were top 3.
I think they were definitely one of the top teams, but I don't think they were the number 1. But, so how many games? After seeing the first 4 games, both teams have played 2 games at home. What do you think? How do you think this is going to end?
Florida's going to win it.
In 5, 6, or 7?
5.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be the gentleman's sweep.
I do believe they're going to get a chewing out, and they've got such a good team. I mean, both ways, offensively and defensively. So
yeah,
they're going to do.
And just, I think now that it's going to be another 3 days before we get a game. So I believe the next game will be Tuesday. I believe it's Tuesday. Actually, it tells me right here. Yeah, Tuesday. 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. So be ready. Lewis, this is your warning, because he told me to hit him up on... He forgot one of the games earlier this week. He's like, hey, I forgot the game. Text me on Thursday to remind me that there's a game. So Lewis, this is my reminder for you. So, all right. Any other playoff updates you want to go over?
Not that I can think of.
All right. So, and we will be back right after this message. Hey Ducks and Kings fans, step into the spotlight and make your prom night unforgettable with our exclusive prom night photo shoot package. For just $150, immerse yourself in the beauty of the great outdoors as our professional photographer captures your radiant glow against nature's backdrop. Prefer an indoor setting? No worries. At $300, experience a studio session where every click of the camera amplifies your elegance and style. Each 45-minute session guarantees you 10 high-quality images, a timeless memento of a night filled with laughter, dance, and unforgettable memories. But wait, there's more. We also specialize in senior photos, graduation photos, and quinceañeras. Because every milestone is a story waiting to be told. So why wait? Book now and let us narrate your journey through our lenses. Contact us at 951-719-6377 or at Christina122193 at gmail.com, or go follow us on Instagram at Xtina's Photo on Instagram. That's XTINAS Photo for a glimpse into how we turn every shot into a masterpiece. All right, guys, and now we're back from our ad break. So we purposely didn't go over certain news for the Ducks and Kings news. So, do you want to tell them, or do you want to say it, or do you want me to say it?
Go ahead. You have more passion for this whole thing than I do.
The Ducks and Kings are both rebranding this year. So according to Iceletics, so go check him out on Twitter and YouTube, guys, because he'll break it down, everything. He has videos and everything. So go check it out. So it's reported that I'll start with the Kings. The Kings are going back to the Chevy bow tie look from when Gretzky was on the team. So pretty much kind of close to their white alternates that they have now with the chrome domes and everything. I believe it's going to be something similar to that, but they're saying they're going to update the lettering inside the logo and an updated crown. So I believe it's going to probably be like a black and white jersey to start with. I don't know if they're going to have an alternate jersey this year or a third jersey. I don't know yet. So that's what I've heard about the Kings. So the Kings will no longer have that ugly home plate looking logo. I'm sorry, I've never liked it. This is a hockey team. It should not look like a home plate. It's not baseball. So, but what do you think about the news?
I'm excited because I think we're boring. I think both teams have been boring.
Yeah.
So
So I already know your answer, but I know nobody else does on the podcast.
Okay.
Because I already know what you're gonna say.
Okay.
Would this been the look you wanted them to go with?
No, not totally.
Yeah, I figured because you and I already kind of talked about this when we were.
Well, we already
prepping.
had a podcast about it.
Yeah.
What I really want is like from 2002 to 2007.
I
I
love
think
those
that
shirts.
look is incredible.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
agree.
I mean, it's visually nice. I mean, you got these, the Kraken, the Sharks, the Avalanche, all these teams with all this color, and we're sticking with the. I mean, it's a contrast, white and black with silver, but I mean, we need get a little more foreign blue in there
I agree.
and gold.
100%.
So
And well, those jerseys didn't have gold, and I honestly I like. I'm pretty sure they could add some gold trim or
yeah, I'm
like
just saying, I'm more for the foreign blue, which is kind of that royal purple looking color.
yeah.
But it is called foreign blue, and um, I would surely like to see him go back to that look, and I
Yeah.
hope they do soon. Um,
So yeah, but I agree with you. I love the 02 to 07 look. I love like the black, the silver with the foreign blue. I love the look.
yes, I mean it like I said, it was visually pleasing,
Yeah.
and you know the lady fans would love a better looking jersey than I mean I don't know. I'm not fashion savvy, but you know, um,
So
but
so
go
I
ahead.
believe like they're gonna go with like the the third jersey, the white one with the chrome dome.
Yeah,
And I think that's gonna be your new away. It's not confirmed. This is just what I'm thinking it's gonna be. And then they're gonna have a black home jersey for that. Now, here's what I think should happen. And I want you to tell me what you think. Instead of having the ugly chrome dome helmets, because I know you love those.
oh,
I think what they should do instead of having like I think they could still do like black for home and then white for away. But you know what I think would look better for the helmet is having like a silver one, like a crown, like a
okay.
kind of like a bright silver. Like instead of like the chrome, it's silver. What do you think?
I'd have to see it to honestly tell you,
Yeah, I'll have to
but
try to find a picture if I can
yeah,
find one.
but I think one thing is the rebrand does for the teams is it's another money maker. They're going to sell more jerseys,
Oh
everything
yeah,
else. It is quite costly and it does take time.
yeah,
So that's why they don't do it because there's a lot that has to go into it. They have to get someone to be able to create it and give it to them.
yeah. But so for the Kings, I don't think they're gonna make as much money as the Ducks will.
Why is that?
Okay, so one, the Kings did. I mean, would you say the logo they're going to is the best logo?
The Kings?
Yeah,
It's better than what they had. I'm not sure
it
it's
is
the
better what
best.
they had. But I'm just saying, is it the best jersey or best logo they ever had?
Probably not. No.
So, and now we'll probably go more into the Ducks. The Ducks, they're finally getting rid of the Web D foot logo as the primary. So the primary is going to be a modernized version of the Mighty Duck logo, but with more of the current colors. So I think that's where because think about I think the Samuelis finally got the picture like so the jerseys that sell the most are obviously the Mighty Duck logo jerseys. Like the 25th anniversary logo, the third jersey, all the ones that have the Mighty Duck logo on it or even like the 30th anniversary, you know, all those jerseys probably sold a hell of a lot more than their regular home and away. And I think the Samuelis finally got that. in their head, like, okay, we could probably make a lot more money if we went back to the Mighty Duck logo. So from what I've been told is it's going to be a darker orange plus I believe the eyes are going to be orange. The sticks are going to be orange with more of a rounded curve, not as much square. And then the background is going to be like an orange glittery. So kind of like, hate to say this, but kind of like what the Vegas Golden Knights gold jerseys, like that will be the kind of the background of the Mighty Duck logo. So
more to come on this too.
Yeah. But I mean, I got a little bit more for the Ducks. So from what I've heard is the way might be closer to the 2022? It was the second reverse retro one with the Mighty Duck jersey with the white one with the orange. So I believe that's going to be what they say it's going to be. I think it's going to be like the away jersey, but with the like a different new logo, and then an orange jersey for the home. So no more black home jerseys. It'll be an orange jersey with, and I believe each home and away will have an orange helmet, orange gloves, orange pants, and orange socks. That's what it's rumored to be. It's a lot of orange.
Aren't you glad?
So, there's no neither team has really came out on when, if it's actually official or when they're coming out with the new looks. But from what Athletics said was both teams should be probably announcing it probably either at the draft or right before, or like pretty much around the draft time, which will be June 28th. So, and for Ducks fans, there's a flock party thing on June 30th where they're going to have probably the new jerseys. I know this isn't really a video thing, but new jerseys, air quotes, the new logo and
just
new
so you know,
merchandise.
he's doing the little air quotes with his fingers. That's what he's talking about. It's not videoed.
Yeah. So
two.
They're gonna have Cutter Goody there. Cutter Goody will be there. Their new first round pick will be there. And then Pat Verbeek and Aaron Tietz will be there. And they'll have new merch and everything. So, and guys, it's free to go. Just go on the Anaheim Ducks website and try to get your tickets now. I'm probably going to be there for sure. And I think I got you and Mom tickets too. So I don't know if you guys are for sure going or not, but
yeah, I think Mom wants to go. She's a traitor. Like
no, she chose the Ducks side of the force. Yeah, you see what I did there. All right, but like I said, we're both even for the Kings, I'm excited for their new look because I think it's way better. And I'm more excited definitely for the Ducks side. So I'm really excited on how this is going to look. So, all right. Now we got a couple questions. And I already got the answer for one of them.
I do too.
All right. Lewis has asked, how many teams have been swept in the Stanley Cup final, or will Florida be the first team to sweep in the Stanley Cup final?
The answer is no.
No, this will not be the first time.
It's happened 20 times.
Oh, so you actually did the 20 times.
I actually did it. I could tell you every year if you want.
Oh, see, I started it from 1967 when the merger happened.
Well, that wasn't the question, was it?
Well, he didn't. He said how many teams have. Oh, okay, yeah. So you said 22.
20.
20? I thought I counted more.
Nope.
Oh, okay. You want to? Because I have from 1968 to current.
Okay, 1941, Bruins over the Detroit Red Wings. 43, the Detroit Red Wings over the Boston Bruins. 44, the Montreal Canadiens over the Chicago Blackhawks. 48, the Toronto Maple Leafs over the Detroit Red Wings. 49.
Just say the city name. You don't have to keep saying that.
49, Toronto over Detroit. 52, Detroit over Montreal. 60, Montreal over Toronto. You have 67 on. Did you want to do the rest?
Yes.
Okay.
So before 68, I believe it was to be swept. It was 3 games, right?
It might have been, yes.
Okay.
There was only 6 teams.
Yeah. So from 67, so this is when the Kings first came into the NHL. So the first sweep since 1967 was 68. Montreal beat St. Louis 4-0. All these are going to be 4-0, obviously. So you had Montreal over St. Louis in 68, Montreal over St. Louis in 69, and then Boston over St. Louis in 70.
Poor St. Louis.
I know. They were
3 times in a row?
3 times in a row. Yeah. Also, they didn't get one win.
No wonder they called them the Blues.
That's a good one. I like that. 76, Montreal over Philadelphia. 77, Montreal over Boston. Yes, Montreal won a lot of Stanley Cups. There's a reason why to that. I'll explain after. In 82, Islanders over Vancouver. 83, Islanders over Edmonton. In 88, Edmonton over Boston. 92, Pittsburgh over Chicago. 95, New Jersey over Detroit. 96, Colorado over Florida. That was Florida's first trip to the final. 97, Detroit over Philly. And 98, Detroit over Washington. And it hasn't happened since.
So it's going to be 26 years since it's happened. Wow.
Yeah. So the reason why Montreal has the most Stanley Cups, more than any other team, do you know why?
What's that?
Do you know why Montreal has more Stanley Cups than all the other?
Because they won.
No. But But do you want to know how? So back then, it wasn't like how it is today, where you can draft a player from wherever. The teams you made your team by where the player was based. So if you were closer to Montreal, you were a Canadian. If you were more closer to Detroit, you played for Detroit. If you were closer to Boston, you played for Boston. So obviously,
it was territorial.
It was territorial. So a lot of the best players were French Canadian, which is in Montreal. So that's why Montreal had the best teams, is because Montreal had their territory had the best players pretty much around there. So, all right. And I believe we had one more question.
Yeah. Bobby, what's the best trade and worst trade your team has made in the last 10 years?
I think I already know your worst trade.
Well, right now, I'm hoping that changes.
Yes.
So now,
we'll both do our worst trade, and we'll both do our best trade after.
Right now, the worst trade probably was the one we made this last season, picking up P.L. Dubois and trading away 3 guys and a pick. And we got 40 goals in 82 games. Simple as that.
I mean, 40 points.
Yeah, 40 points.
You said goals.
Sorry.
So, I mean, not wrong, but you're not.
I mean, the backup to that one is this one. Okay, I got a backup one because I think PL. He played pretty well.
Change.
He played pretty well for Canada.
Yeah.
The Kings traded Martin Jones and Colin Miller to the Bruins
Oh.
for Milan Lucic.
So funny
And
thing,
he had him 1 year and he left. And Martin Jones, he's still playing.
So you want to know why the worst part about that trade?
Yeah, Boston traded him to San Jose, and they went to the Stanley Cup the next year.
Part of that trade was, I guess, they told Boston, if you trade Jones, you can't trade him to a Pacific Division team. And you know what they do? They turn around and shipped him right to San Jose. And he was good for San Jose from when he was there until like the very end.
Well, he took him to the Stanley Cup.
Yeah. So
that would be the backup one, and maybe that should be the one. That was in 2015.
Yeah. So for the Ducks, this is, in my opinion, there might be a worse one, but I feel like this is the one that really changed the Ducks drastically. And it wasn't like a big trade. It was during the expansion draft when Vegas came into the league. So the trade was, I believe Vegas wanted to take Vatanen from the Ducks in the expansion draft. But at that time, Vatanen was a vital part of our defensive core. And he was young. So Vegas said, hey, you give us Shea Theodore and we'll take Clayton Stoner instead. So the Ducks are like, oh, that's a great idea.
Not a great idea.
Not a great idea.
He's one of their best.
He's been pretty much their best defenseman since, pretty much.
Well,
him and Pietrangelo.
Pietrangelo would be the best. He would be right there.
Okay, but anyways, like I said, still one of the best defenders, and he's a Stanley Cup champion now with said team. So that's, I think, my pick for the worst trade in Ducks in the last 10 years. All right, best trade.
Best trade. I got two of those too, because one of them's more than 10 years.
Okay.
March 5th, 2014, the Kings acquired Marian Gaborik for Matt Fratton, a second-round pick, which ended up being Travis McDermott, and a third-round pick being Dominic Turgeon. And Gaborik was key for them to win the Stanley Cup in 2014. Needless to say, they would have lost to the Ducks.
Yeah.
If they didn't have Gaborik.
Man.
So I know you probably hate him. And I'll give you my backup. My backup was in 2012. Just pull it up here real quick so I make sure I get it. I think it was a straight trade. I'm going to try to see if I can find the February 23rd, 2012. The Kings traded Jack Johnson and first round pick, which ended up being Marco Dano, to the Columbus Blue Jackets for Jeff Carter.
Oh,
that was a little over 10 years ago. I mean, I'll be honest with you, that would be my number one if it was within 10 years, because Jeff Carter was incredible for both Stanley Cups.
Yeah.
So
both those trades, the player that the Kings got were both duck killers.
Yeah.
So
love those guys.
In the last 10 years, I think the best trade, there could be, I have a backup, but it hasn't really evolved yet. So we'll see. So right now my pick is on June 27th, 2014. The Ducks traded away Lucas Spiza, Nick Bonino, their 2014 first overall pick, which ended up being number 24 overall, and their third round pick that year being number 85 pick overall, for Ryan Kessler and a 2015 third overall pick, which ended up being 84 overall. But Kessler was a vital part of the Ducks the next couple years contending for this, probably being one of the best defensive line they had in the NHL for a couple years with Cogliano, Kessler, and Silverberg. That line was just great together.
Great checking line.
Yeah. And either Jeff Merrick or Elliot Friedman said I think you had 3 Selke candidates all on one line together.
Yeah, I can see that.
I don't think any of them won. Kessler may have won one.
I don't think so.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. But I think the next one, I would say my backup, but like I said, hasn't evolved yet, is the Cutter Gauthier trade for Drysdale.
Yeah, that could be.
So that's my backup right now. So, all right. So, are you ready?
Ready for what?
We had our first review.
Ooh.
Yeah. So, someone gave us 5
So you're going to throw
stars.
this at me and not tell me beforehand?
Yes. Because you're going to laugh at this.
Okay.
Because you may know who it is when I tell you
the
title. But I'm going to save the title for last. So this person gave us 5 stars and said, "Fun podcast. The spirit of podcast is people that are passionate about their topic. Gary and Cody love their respective teams and work hard to make this great. Love the dialogue and love the family partnership. We need more of this in the world. Dads and sons sharing genuine loves for sports." And the caption reads, "Largest strike zone in USSSA."
Thank you, Eric.
You think that's Eric?
Yeah.
Or do you think that's Adam?
Well, who's he talking to? To me?
Well, who do you think had the biggest strike zone? Really?
Well, you did.
Exactly. I definitely had between you and I definitely had the bigger strike zone.
You did.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
Yeah. Other umpires and coaches have both told us both.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I made him work for it. He let him have it.
That's fine. But
you got away with it. I couldn't get away with it. I tried. I couldn't get away with it.
You gotta sell it. Come on.
I tried selling it.
Yeah.
It wasn't worth it. Make him work for it.
Now you see why I kept it from you. So you think it's Eric? I think it's Adam. We'll see.
We'll see. How?
Because Eric was my other. Obviously, I was like, as soon as I say that title.
Well, Adam would be also if it wasn't Eric, it would be Adam.
Yeah.
But I think he was saying that because I brought that up about when Samantha was having Jax.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Oh, yeah. It could be Eric.
So you don't know who it is.
I don't know. It doesn't say who. That's just my guess.
Okay, Eric, text me if it was you.
And Adam,
you can text me if it was you. I still have the same cell phone number. So
yeah. But me and Adam have been talking quite a bit about the whole rebranding stuff on what the Ducks should and shouldn't do. But we're running out of time.
We are.
So maybe we'll have to bring one of them on the podcast and have a fun conversation with them.
I would love to bring both of them.
Yeah, both of them.
Different times on. Oh, hey. Yeah. Or both of them at the same time.
Both, yeah. So, all right, guys. That is it for episode 16 of Royally Quacked. Like I said, please leave us a review, and I will say it on the podcast. Please make it good and funny. That, like I said, that was perfect. Hi, Mom.
Oh, Jesus. Sorry.
Sorry.
I kind of heard the door open, but I didn't see her right behind me. It scared me for a second there.
Oh, that was funny. All right, guys, but please like, subscribe, download the episodes, leave a review.
Tell your friends. Tell your friends.
Yes, friends, family.
Yes.
Let us know. Are you guys going to the Ducks flock party? Are you going to the draft? I might do a surprise episode for the draft.
Minus me, guys. I'm going to be at the at the pond seeing John Waite, Journey, and Styx.
I'm jealous. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But I'll
So
so all right.
my heart and my spirit will be with you if he does this.
If I do it, this one, and if someone wants to come on and help me with this, because I don't know what I'm doing.
Hey, Adam.
Adam, yeah. Or what I was thinking about doing was doing a live stream of the draft, where you guys can come on, put messages and stuff like that, and we'll have a conversation. I'll try to have the draft on the live stream if that's legal. I don't know. So that was my idea. So let me know if you guys think it's a good idea, or you just don't want to see my ugly face, which I completely understand. But I thought it would be a fun idea to do. So, guys, like I said, please tell your family, friends, co-workers, your pets,
even your enemies. Just tell them that it's a great podcast. Yeah, you'll have fun. Tell them the old man's crazy, because I am.
Man, yeah, he is definitely crazy, guys. I can tell you that now.
And don't forget, Kings fans, go Kings, go!
All right, but we'll finish on this. Happy Father's Day, everyone.
Yes, all you happy Father's Day.
Happy, even though this will be coming out Monday, but I wish every dad out there a happy Father's Day, especially you, Dad.
Thanks, buddy.
Appreciate it. I'll see you tomorrow.
Maybe in a year or two it'd be me wishing you that.
Oh,
yeah.
We'll see about that.
Now it's out there forever.
Yeah. So, all right, guys.
No pressure.
Also, before I forget, I did make a Discord, guys. So, guys, the link will be in our link tree. So just click on the link, and the Discord will be right there. There's a Ducks talk, a Kings talk, Marvel or Star Wars. So if you Star Wars or Marvel fans that are nerdy like me, let's have a conversation. There's also a questions tab. So if you want your question to be on the podcast, you can put it in there. So awesome. Guys, please join the Discord. It's guys, it's completely free. It's not going to cost you anything. So, like I said, download the episodes, play it, share it, follow us on social media, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. I don't really use the TikTok, but Twitter at Royally Quacked. But anything else?
No. Go Kings, go.
Let's go Ducks.